So I'm in the process of taking these off because I got a guy wants to buy these from it in a little bit for $2,700. So I think I got around $200 to $300, somewhere in that ballpark, in the rims and tires. So I'm making a decent amount of money. I'm gonna ride on these for a little while till I find some graps that I like, 20s and 35s. But everybody thinks their graps is fucking worth $3 grand these days. They be smoking that shit that's like rocks and it's really white. I think they call it like crystals, I don't know. Anyways, so we'll see what I can find, but for now, gotta take them lemons off.
I'd have did it instantly for sure. Yeah, boy, we just sold some
Trade rims.
Yeah, boy, we sold some rim, boy, for real.
So I got a bunch of parts from Suncent Auto, and they hit me up on Instagram. So part of their thing that they sent me was a cold air intake for a 9906 Silverado, the chrome with the black boots. So figured I'd do a quick little video. They also sent me, I'll show later, with some headers, cats, high flow cats, CV axles, rock lights, some other stuff. Another thing they had sent me is a new mass airflow sensor. This is the one that was right here, obviously. But it hasn't come in yet, so I'm gonna just use this one for now until the new one comes in. But I just unplugged the connection for the mass airflow sensor, remove the mass airflow sensor itself. Now I'm gonna pull out this box, the filter. There's no instructions with this thing, but from doing one in the past, I kind of know. So you got these two plates. This one is gonna get mounted by that bolt down there, and then this one is gonna get mounted with these two bolts here, and then you can bolt them together some type of way, zip tie them, screw them. I'll probably pass some little bolts or zip ties or something until I find me the right size bolt with a nut on the back side for the 3 holes. And then basically after that, just put the filter to the tube, and that's about it. So those are 310 mils. This one right here, it needs a bigger bin right here, but because of the way it fits. They got some weather stripping. This weather stripping is gonna go here, you know, it's gonna go on the top, and then also here, you kind of just pass it like that. That can kind of wait, I guess, but I'm gonna do it now. Just kind of pass it, and then over the top here. It's pretty simple. So it comes with some little bolts and nuts for that, and as you can see, I passed them gaskets here. So just gotta figure out what boot goes there. So after doing some finagling, you got the boot here, obviously a 9-inch. You got that curve that goes up. This little extension here connects to this plastic piece for your radiator hose. You got this radiator, this other radiator hose that passes on top, and it comes with some nuts and bolts. Like I said, this little, it's like a little bushing that's threaded on both ends. So you're gonna want to take that bushing, put it in between the heat shield and going through a little piece on the intake tube, and then just gonna want to tighten it up here. That way it sucks it in from both sides. So I ended up taking this out so I actually put the bolts in it. It's supposed to be one more, but I dropped it in the grass somewhere, so I don't know where it went. But got it bolted in. Kind of had to bend this down a little bit to get all the bolts lined up. This needs to be pushed down, but it don't like to stay up, so I'll do something about that. I could always get some more too, but so far so good. I still need to put that little bushing thing with the washers on both sides of it on there, so it'll hold it up. So after some further investigation, you take this little piece that's on the factory air box that your mass airflow sensor will go into, and you put it on here, and that'll get your airflow sensor to go into that perfect zone. So I made a couple changes. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this that's sticking up and just put it here. you know, so it'll be good on the roof or in the hood. But I got my mass airflow sensor connection plugged in. I got it all nice, and it's pretty sturdy. You got your elbow with the long side going to the pipe itself, short side going into the top of the motor. I ended up breaking this clip, so for now I'm gonna leave it like that. And then this little thing that would connect to the heat shield, the way that it's just made and the way this little angle is and everything, I was just having a hard time getting everything to line up with it going into the heat shield, so I just left it out. I mean, it's pretty sturdy. I mean, it's not moving barely at all. It's kind of resting on the bottom of this heat shield and then pushing up against the thing right here, and obviously air comes in there, and then from there, I mean, it's pretty sturdy. So I'm gonna just leave this little plastic thing like this, push it up so it's not rubbing on the holes. I'll check it after a while, check all my connections after a while, but pretty good. Pretty simple, even with no instructions, I was kind of able to figure it out. Only thing I had, the really biggest problem is figuring out about the mass airflow sensor, but once I figured that out, that was pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it up, make sure it's all good, but it should be good. So y'all check out Suncent Auto. I have the link in the description, and then a link to their Instagram as well. We'll hit them up. Another thing I will say is that I'll probably end up replacing this filter with a K&N, just figure out what the ID of it is. Because these filters probably are better than the factory ones. Obviously going to give you more airflow and all that. But as far as the filter itself is concerned, I'll probably end up swapping it to a K&N filter that just has the same ID. It'll be better, I'm sure. You can get one that's oiled or not oiled. I think a dry or wet filter. I'll probably get a wet filter. But this is a dry filter, so